Hi, this is Dr. Fryer with Casady School. Today is March the 25th, 2020, and this video is primarily for students who are in our lower division at Casady School. This is also, though, for any students who are in elementary school, and what I'm going to talk about is the responsible use policy that we have at our school. So this is a document which you have agreed to follow by being a student at our school. And we always talk about this at the beginning of school, but as we start remote learning and learning at home, we thought it would be really important for us to review this. So I'm going to go through these pieces just kind of quick, but what I want to ask you to do is with your mom or dad, go ahead and read this and have this somewhere close to where you learn, because it is really important that we take all of our responsibilities seriously that we have as part of our community. And now we are using our digital tools more than we ever have. And so talking about our responsible use policy and what we call digital citizenship is important. So number one, we agree that we're going to follow the honor code. We're going to tell the truth and we're going to be honest. If you are registering for some kind of a website, you always want to talk to your parents about that. We always want to be honest. Put your correct and true birthday in there and make sure that you're representing yourself with honesty. Second of all, only share your personal information with trusted adults, not with strangers. There are different apps and sometimes games that have features where we can chat with people that we don't know. And some of those games might be wonderful, but we really have to watch out for opportunities that strangers have to contact us. And so that is really important. And on that, I want to tell you that anytime you start to feel uncomfortable, if you have this feeling inside like this doesn't feel right, I want you to trust that. And I want you to go to one of your parents, a trusted adult, your teacher, and let them know so that they can help you. Number three, use your first name and your last initial online. You might have some chances to share some videos, just like I'm doing right now on my YouTube channel that I have as a teacher at our school. And even if it's not YouTube, there are some other ways that sometimes we share our information. And it can be great to share our work, but we want to be safe, and that's why we're only going to use our first name and our first initial when we're a student at school. Respect others at all times. That's number four. It is so important to respect each other. And we all have run into situations where somebody is being mean, somebody is not being respectful. And so we have a responsibility for not only ourselves, but if we see some of that happening, either to try and address that, if it's maybe it's your brother or your sister or your friend, or maybe we get an adult involved to make sure that we're treating each other with respect at all times. Number six is we're going to give others credit for their work. I hope that you're going to have a chance to make things with pictures, with images, and sometimes we call that media as a part of your projects that you're going to be doing. Even just drawing and creating with crayons or colored pencils or paint or whatever is a way that we express our creativity and our ideas. And when we get a photo or we get a video clip or music from another place, we always want to give them credit. And we're going to be learning in our different computer classes and our regular classes how to do that and respect the work that others do and their credit. So those are the 6 things that our responsible use policy for lower school says that we are going to do. Now I want to talk about 3 things we say we're not going to do. Number 1, we are not going to use technology to bully or to tease other people. It's just not right. And even though sometimes when we're on technology, we might think that, oh, I can just do this and no one will notice. Yes, people do notice, and words are important. And the things that we do online, on an iPad, on a laptop, if we have access to someone's phone, we are responsible for those things, and we want to choose kindness and choose respect at all times and never tease or bully. Second of all, we're agreeing not to search for inappropriate pictures or information. You know, sometimes we might have a friend who would suggest, hey, why don't we look for this? And if you know it's not right, don't do it. It is really hard sometimes to stop thinking of something that we've seen that has especially been upsetting to us. And so I really want to emphasize this strongly, that even though you'll have access sometimes to search for things and to find things, we want to be searching for things that are appropriate and not searching for inappropriate things. The third thing that we're going to agree not to do is to take pictures or video of someone without their permission, or to share them without permission. Have you ever had this happen before, where someone takes your picture and then they go and put it somewhere? Maybe it's an adult and they're going to share it on their Facebook, or maybe it's your brother or sister and they're on Instagram or they're on Snapchat. We have those conversations at our house. It's important to ask for permission. And when you ask someone for permission, also tell them, what are you going to do with that? So maybe you're going to do an activity for Seesaw for your class, and you're going to take a picture. Well, if it has somebody in your family in it, you'll want to ask them for permission and let them know, I'm doing this for class. I'm going to share this. And so that's really important that we practice. And that's why using our technology tools as we are for remote learning gives us a chance to practice our good digital citizenship. So the last three things I want to talk about from our responsible use policy are things that we say we understand. Okay? And the first thing is that the use of school technology is a privilege, not a right. There's a lot of different ways to learn, and being able to use technology tools can really be a fun way to learn, but we need to remember that we have responsibilities to take care of stuff. My dog is trying to run away from someone who's going to give him a bath, so I'm sorry that my tripod got moved at that moment. But that is important to remember how technology is important for us to respect and to treat it as a right. The second thing we say we're going to understand is that the things I do and share online can be seen by my teachers. So here at our school, we use a lot of Google tools. We have logins starting in first grade that you can log in to your Google account. Starting in fifth grade, you get an email account. We use Seesaw for a lot of digital learning. It's really important to protect the login that you have. And even if you're not using a password, like with Seesaw, we're logging in with a QR code, or there's other little home learning codes that we've sent home. It's important to protect those things, and it's also important to remember that together we're trying to keep everyone safe. So the things that you do are being seen, and they're things that your teachers as well as parents can see and are going to be able to, not only celebrate with you as you learn and you do things for your classes, but there are also going to be things that we'll have conversations about because we can see that work that everyone is doing. The very last thing is whose responsibility this is, and this is your responsibility. We all have a shared responsibility to keep our community safe and to try to make sure that people are not being hurt or they're not in dangerous situations, but every single one of us has the responsibility to be good digital citizens. So I want to encourage you, if you've got a printer at home, print this out. Put this beside where you're learning, read through this, review this, talk about what do these different things mean and how am I going to be a good digital citizen. So thank you for listening, and I encourage you, if you are not a part of our Casady community, where you've already received a copy of our responsible use policy, you can find that on a public-facing website that we maintain about digital citizenship that is on digcit.us. And if you go to digcit.us/student, that's where you'll find our responsible use policies and resources related to digital citizenship for our students. Thanks for listening.